for collectors and action figure fans. It's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible support of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, and even those of you that just hit that thumbs up button, we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins ruthless leader of the evil horde, HORDAK. The arch nemesis of He-Man's sister She-Ra, HORDAK represents the second figure that we've gotten from what hopefully is a rather extensive Princess of Power line. And while, yeah, She-Ra was designed for girls to try to lure them into things with He-Man, I still liked it. And honestly, I always liked HORDAK a little bit more as a bad guy. For the package, though, as you can see, you do have the Masters of the Universe logo right up there with the nice red rocks, the blue sky. You do have the comic book in the back. I like how they have the Evil Horde sticker right on there, very much like the vintage. And then, if you remember, She-Ra's had the Princess of Power. So that's cool to see that they're kind of carrying that sort of thing over. Of course, you got the nice clear bubble with the little dimple section right there. Come around to the back. You got all the other figures in this fourth wave, including HORDAK, Stratos, Triclops, and of course Ninjor. Got his action feature, which is just he's articulated, his crossbow, and then outstanding art up here. One thing that the Classics line did was they really expanded about where HORDAK came from in relation to Eternia and things of that nature. And it says, HORDAK vows vengeance as he marches his evil horde into battle to conquer all of Eternia. And you can see he's got a portal opened to Grayskull, but you got other characters around here that really do make me very hopeful that, like I said, they expand this line. Of course, you got Mantenna, you got Leech, Grizzlord, you got some of the Horde Troopers up there. I forget who this dude is. But one thing that we have learned is that a lot of times what we have coming to us in the future is put into the art. So, very hopeful that all of those other figures are going to be coming to us. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have HORDAK opened up and out of his packaging. And as always, much like all of these Origins figures, he does come with his mini comic. It's the same one for all of the Wave 4 figures. This one is Sneak Attack, where Ninjor kind of tricks He-Man and Stratos into thinking that he basically is going to them for help because HORDAK has arrived and has basically overthrown Skeletor. But it's all basically a ruse to get Ninjor inside to steal the scepter of Avion. It's fun. It's a little mini story, obviously, but it's still cool that we're getting those. And then also now with these figures, we do get a little piece of paper here that shows the different parts on the figure that are removable, such as his head, his arms at the shoulder socket. You can separate them at the waist, and then the lower section of his legs can also be removed. And even, remove and swap parts, which, that's cool. But here he is, the evil leader of the Horde. Like I said, for some reason, I always liked him a little bit more than Skeletor. And honestly, I don't know why. I guess he seemed more like a bad guy, whereas Skeletor just, I don't know, Skeletor always seemed a little bit of a kind of bumbling oaf for the most part. Now, his accessories are actually really cool. You can see, obviously, he comes with his cape and everything. That's not really an accessory. But you got this little sort of gargoyle-looking thing. I dig it. You got the wings. You got his ugly face on there. And then you can see these little claw bits. Now, what you do is wrap this around. You plug this in. And you can then put this around his wrist. It's a little bit tricky to do. Sometimes a little bit easier to take his hand off, but yeah, so I'm just gonna pop his hand off. Makes it a little bit easier, but when you do it and then put that right back together, it now looks like he's got a little perched beast, which that's cool. I dig that. I think that's really, really nice. And then he does come with a crossbow, which is interesting because this is kind of an action feature. I don't know why you need this really, but you got this little piece here that you can collapse this, and that kind of locks it into place. And then when you push this down, it springs forward. I don't know necessarily if the vintage one had it. This is a character that I didn't have in terms of the vintage form. I loved him, but I never got the character or the figure form. So I don't know what that's in reference to? What are you supposed to put He-Man's head there? Oh, that really didn't do much of anything. Let me put that. He-Man. Oh, there you go. So you could do that. So you do have that. It's just got this little clip section here that clips around his wrist. So you can have that on there. But really very, very, very cool. I love this guy. Real cool look on him. You can see his head is really evil. You can do that squat look, but you can also stand him fully upright. Great detail. You got a little bicep bandana thing right there, which is a separate piece. You can move that around. You can put that on anybody else, really. But the Horde all had those. So that's probably something that we're going to see in other figures. I love that head sculpt, though. That is really cool. Kind of this yellowish white paint with great eye detail. The teeth are red, everything. I mean, absolutely fantastic. You do have a cape. This is all a separate piece that if you wanted to, you could just remove this, pull that away. It's a little bit tricky, but you pop his head off. You can remove that fairly easily. But then when you put that on there, obviously that looks a little bit weird because this is meant to kind of look like it's part of that frill bit around the head section itself. So, but then, like I said, this is a little bit tricky to get that kind of lined back up because it's a soft material, so it doesn't collapse all that easily. But let's see, get that, because you move one section and the other section comes out, so it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. The vintage one was a little bit easier, if I remember correctly, because it was hard plastic. But one thing that would suck about that is these little clips would occasionally snap off and break because they were hard, but that was a fairly thin section right there. But love the way that this guy looks. The colors are really nice, the gray plastic and everything. The legs, I absolutely dig these. These little bits right here, they can, like I said, pop off, so you can swap these off if you really wanted to. You got the little Horde logo on there as well. Unique feet. These are different than what we've gotten before. So the arms, the body, that's all the same. The lower feet here, well, this entire section is different. You got a new head, obviously. This is a cape. It is a softer material. You can kind of see what is happening right here. A little bit of extra glue or something. It drapes pretty decently, but it is a softer material, as you can see, so no real problems with that. Same articulation as all the other figures. The ball joint, it does get a full range of motion, even though you got the extra bits around his head, the pin hinge joints, the swivels, all that stuff. You can rip them apart. I love doing, I don't know why I like doing that. You can do that. You can also take He-Man's head and put that on there. I mean, that kind of looks cool, right? I kind of dig that. So there's that. For a size comparison, because he's part of the Horde, and that's the Princess of Power line, I thought that I would bring in the one and only Princess of Power. So here is She-Ra. It's not like the He-Man theme song, but she does have a hard time standing because her feet are kind of tiny. But let's see, come on, balance, little girl. There you go. So you can see the size for those. This definitely looks a lot more like a doll, I guess. Which what is a doll? I mean, tell me what you guys think in the comments section. What's the difference between a doll and an action figure, other than the fact that really Hasbro created the term action figure to get people away from not wanting the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures, which were basically like giant Barbies, so they call them action figures. So what do you consider a doll compared to an action figure? So there is your size comparison. Also for a size comparison, here he is next to a Coca-Cola Tic Tac container. All in all, though, great figure. Like I said, I hope that we are going to be getting a lot of these different Horde characters. Leech, Grizzlor, Mantenna, that would be great. If we got a Shadow Weaver, that would be cool as well. A lot of them are really very fun. And there always seems to be more bad guys than good guys. So it's always kind of funny that the bad guys could never beat the good guys. Even true with the Transformers. There's way more Decepticons than Autobots, but whatever. But there you are, guys. There's my look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins HORDAK. If you'd like to pick him up or any of the other Masters of the Universe Origin figures, Wave 4 is hitting various retail locations right now, so if you're looking for them, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and just go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can go there and check out, like I said, availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Masters of the Universe Origin figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to send a huge thank you to all of you who watch my videos. If you could do me a solid, I would also appreciate it if you would do one other thing, and that's simply just to hit that thumbs up button. Believe it or not, that one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really very much appreciate it. Also, I gotta send a huge thank you to all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, who through their direct support continue to help make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a channel member, where you can get exclusive channel chat and comment emojis, loyalty badges, early access to video reviews, exclusive member unboxing videos, live streams, Zoom calls, as well as the occasional giveaways like all these guys do, then please consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.